Next is field selection. So the field selection, mainly the field selection, as I told, this will be controlled by different parameters. Different parameters like the transaction what we execute and what BP roles we select or what category we select, business partner category. So accordingly, each fields will behave differently. Uh, so accordingly, maybe BP role, one field may be considered as a optional. In a create activity, we can mention it as a mandatory. So in that case, how system has to check which is the actual field
Hmm.
it has to consider. In that case, SAP has defined some rule. Okay, this rule is there in ECC also, so it is no change. The rule, what it says, it always have a first priority for a hide. Hide is a first priority. Consider one field, maybe consider the purchase group, this currency field. Maybe currency field is mandatory in create, and in BP role it is optional. Okay, then in that case, so it will check. The ID is there. ID is not there, so it will go to next level. Display. Display is also not there. In our case, it's only optional mandatory. Then mandatory will come into picture. That is third option. So it will consider mandatory. That field is mandatory in that case. So like that. So in mandatory also not available means that field will become optional. So like that, the rule will check always whether what are the settings which are available in different attributes. If all attributes are having hide means it will hide only. It won't show up anywhere that field. Okay, that's the rule.
Okay.
So this rule will be they have written in the program, so it will check accordingly the program. So only one change here is always they made BP role is the uh, in SAP S4HANA they made BP role is
Hmm.
the first field they have to consider. Okay, even this is there. Okay, even this is the actual parameter it will check the role it will check. But in case if BP role is having a control, in that case the BP role is the first optional it has to consider. This rule will not apply in that case. Okay, in that case, BP role is the first check it will check. After that, if it is not maintained, then it will go and follow the same rule, whatever there here. Okay, you can see here for business partner role is mandatory. If it is mandatory is there in BP role, then it has the first priority. That is the highest priority, which has to be program has to check. Then followed by optional display and hide. It will take. If BP role is there is no mandatory, okay, in that
Hmm.
case it will follow this rule. Hide, display mandatory, then optional. Okay, so
Okay.
wherever which fields are having mandatory in BP role, those that will follow the first priority. Okay, then after that these three will follow. Okay, the general rule is this one. Okay, always general rule. In case BP role is
It
mandatory, then it
it
will
was
take
same
this.
in the ECC, right? The mandatory is the first priority, then optional, display and
Oh
hide.
no 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 no. This one this general rule apply there.
Okay.
Same hide, display, mandatory, optional only. So
Okay.
here only for BP role they changed it like this.
Okay.
In case mandatory is mentioned in BP role, so that will be the first priority. Otherwise, it will go with the general rule only. This one.
So the sequence has just body
Ah,
reversed, right?
yeah. Only
I
in case
before.
mandatory is specified in the
Hmm.
BP role. In case
Hmm.
BP role also they have mentioned optional display something, then it will follow this rule only.
So
Okay.
it can be a question also in the HANA.
Hmm. Yeah, you can see here they have given an example. There will be email address right in vendor master.
Hmm.
So the email address as a required field in this one BP role.
Okay.
Okay. In that case, same field is hidden in the this one
Business
the
partner
BP
of
role.
A5 vendor.
Yeah, BP role this. Okay, two BP roles. Okay, one BP role is mandatory, one BP role is having optional. In that case,
Optional.
the BP role is already having mandatory, right? So that will be considered as a highest priority.
Right.
So that field will be always mandatory in that case.
Okay. Okay.
The mail has to be entered. Without that, they can't save the BP.
Okay.
Okay, that's how the system will behave. So next, we can relate the business partners. one business partner to other business partner that is available. Example like we have a different category, right? Business partner category like individual person we can create group and organization. Consider I've created one organization. So for that organization, I can create another BP category with single person, individual person as another BP. So I
Hmm.
can link that as a maybe contact person or is the salesperson for that specific this one BP business partner.
Hmm.
So like that we can link between the two BPs. One is for a legal entity BP to the individual person BP. So that relation is possible. Okay, the steps are given. The creation steps are same. Okay, the BP
Hmm.
category just we are selecting different category. That's it. Once that is created, okay, here they have given example like so Lopez is a individual person. We are creating one BP for this guy. Okay, with the business partner as this contact person.
Hmm.
UP 001. Okay,
Hmm.
as a person, the category we are selecting as a person, and this is the BP role as a contact person. Okay, then we are creating another BP with this one BP with yeah ABC Supplier Limited. Okay, for this one. So then we are linking together. Okay, they're not given the complete exercise here. Okay, that is yeah. Maybe we can see that later. So like that we can link between the where it is. Okay, here. Yeah. So for ABC supplier is one BP and Lopez
Hmm.
is a contact person. We can link this
Right.
BP to this BP. Okay. So that demo we can see that later. We have a note. Let us check that note. To make necessary settings for relationship in implementation guide. Yeah, Bizarre. Okay. Okay. They are saying the path where we can
Business
link it.
partner and a business
Ah,
partner
yeah,
relationship.
yeah, like that. Okay, which is allowed, which is
Automation.
not allowed. Yeah, 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 that we can specify. Okay, next. Okay, so these are the things we discussed. These are like what data, what level we maintain in the business partner. So general data that will be at client level. We maintain general data like address, email ID, bank details. Those will comes under as a general data. As accounting data, we maintain company code related data like reconciliation account, tax related information, payment related information. So those will be there in the accounting data. So purchasing data will have currency and other purchasing data like control other parameters like Incoterms and this GR based IV, automatic PO. So those are the controls which are available at purchasing data. So vendor sub range. So as a separate data I told, right, we can maintain different data, different purchasing data, different sub range and sub different plant level also. So that is also available at purchasing data. So these are the purchasing data that we can maintain in the BP. So currency payment terms, and these are the control parameters. By checking, we can
Hmm.
control those ERS or automatic pivot. These whatever we maintain in as a purchasing data. So these are will be considered as a default value for while creating info records, purchase orders, outline agreements.
Okay.
So the same thing which I have explained here.